Let's watch another video by Blackie Speaks. While rappers keep on dating the same women. Let's get into this video.
Now, if you've been paying attention, you've probably noticed this pattern. Rappers keep dating the same women, same faces, same couples, same relationships popping up again and again. And this pattern shows up
They all getting each other leftovers, bro. That's weird, cuz I ain't even gonna lie to you. But in a way, I understand it, because these women already have a certain type of audience. You don't want to make just anybody famous. These girls are already famous for dating rappers, so why not date them? You know what I'm saying? So I understand their thought process behind it, but to me, it's a bunch of recycled junk, in my opinion, bunch of slop. But let me let Blackie talk about it.
Everywhere in the rap game. Even Drake and Future allegedly fell out after dealing with the same woman at one point. That's how small this circle really is. And here's the part nobody really breaks down. The dating pool in hip-hop is very tiny, like way smaller than people think. And to really show you what I mean, let me start this video off with a quick story. A couple years ago, I met this mid-level rapper. He had a Billboard charting record at the time and some decent buzzed his name. I met him backstage during one of his shows, and that was because a friend of mine had gotten invited and I just happened to be the plus one. So I'm backstage or whatever, there's a bunch of people there, right? The music is loud, etc. And then I noticed something really interesting. In the corner of the room, right, there's these three girls, two in red, one in black. And immediately, I actually recognized these women because I'd seen those exact same girls at another rapper show about like 6 months earlier. So I asked my friend, I'm like, hey bro, who are those three girls in the corner? And then he looks at me and says, bro, they're just a part of the circle. At that point, I didn't really need to ask anything else. And for anybody who's confused, he was basically telling me they're regulars. They move around the whole industry. And that's just one real life example of this entire conversation. Once you really start paying attention, you realize rappers aren't dating from the whole world. They're dating from the same circles over and over. I'm talking same faces, same rooms, same rotation, just behind different doors. Now let's talk about some of those very popular faces in hip-hop. Because if you've been anywhere near hip-hop culture or even hip-hop adjacent.
Oh my God. That is crazy. He's got to name drop everybody, bro.
You might recognize at least one of the women on the screen right now. Let's start with the one to the left, and that is Selena Powell, the self-proclaimed industry thot. I did say self-proclaimed, okay?
What's his name?
Selena has built a career off of exposing rappers, finessing situations, turning private moments into clout, and she's taken pride in all this. This is her forte, like this is what she does. And then we have Ruby Rose, someone who got her first big breakthrough dating Playboi Carti. She rode that momentum very nicely, got connected to the right people, and before you know it, she popped up in the
Uzi, Lil TJ, Migos,
RP to Takeoff. From there, Ruby Rose became a recognized face in the industry. She's dated several rappers in the game, built a massive IG presence, dropped music, launched an OnlyFans account. Now Ruby is interesting because she really understood the environment very early on and turned visibility into a business model. And unlike a lot of the women who got caught up in a game, Ruby caught on to the game early and capitalized off of all of it, securing her own bag in the process.
These are like the new generation, like Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner. You know what I'm saying? Like the new generation of Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner situation. You know, the Kardashians. These are the new Kardashians that aren't Kardashians.
You gotta respect it. And then there's India Love, someone who didn't just pop up on Instagram like most people think. India actually first popped off on Tumblr back during that whole aesthetic edits, it girl era. She built a serious following there before Instagram even became the move. And then after that, she picked up even more attention through reality TV.
And I remember her from Tumblr too, believe it or not. I was around during Tumblr. If you weren't around during Tumblr, you're probably 14, but hey, GG's.
Sure. So by the time Instagram blew up, she was already a known face and slid right into that OG IG baddie / model, whatever you want to call it, right, lane. So she's been in the mix for over a decade, and her first major mainstream moment came from her relationship with the game. At the time, she was 18, and
he was like 37.
Was 35.
Know what I'm saying?
I know.
Cuz that's crazy.
I know. 35? Yeah. And from that point forward, she's basically been connected to the same circle ever since. Last but definitely not least, we got Brittany Renner. She's another woman who's been in the mix for years. And yeah, she's mostly known for finessing the athletes, but she's been around the rap world
I don't review music,
well.
bro.
She dated Lil Uzi Vert actually way back, and she was even married to Kevin Gates for like 2 business days.
Yeah,
now all of these women are basically the faces everybody recognizes.
That's insane.
When people talk about the women who've been connected to the industry's biggest rappers for years. But here's the thing. This whole pattern, this rotation, this ecosystem, it didn't start with these women. Before the IG models, before the industry girl even became a term, it all started with one woman, a big throwback, a name from the blog era a lot of y'all will probably recognize, Kat Stacks.
I'm Kat Stacks. I I got a lot of
Okay,
stories to tell.
thanks.
The people I exposed in my blog aren't all the people
She got the bangs like Nicki Minaj back in like 08. Y'all remember those bangs she used to have like this? It was like 2007, 2008. The Barbie era.
I've been with. I've been to Lil Wayne's crib. I've been fucked them. A nigga gave me $1,200 motherfucking dollars.
For everyone tuned in during the blog era, you already know who this
She
is.
got the
The
ugly
first
angle
real
out.
rap groupie the internet ever saw. She was loud, unfiltered, unapologetic, and the
Dude,
definition of
why she look like a young Cardi B before the nose surgery and all that? That's crazy. She looked just like Cardi B, fool.
say whatever the fuck I want to say, and her whole brand was basically exposing rappers. And the thing about Kat Stacks is she actually ended up revealing something nobody was even thinking about back then, and that was that rappers only deal with a select group of women. Now, Kat wasn't just around rappers. She was inside the parts of the industry people never see. And because she was proudly shameless, she talked about everything that she saw behind the scenes.
Jesus
It was all
Christ.
publicity, entertainment, because
She
to
like
them I just
she like
see
a
them as
dude a
business,
little bit.
not friend type. My family's my friend, but
She got a boxer's jaw, bro. She like a dude a little bit. She on that Amanda Nunez right now.
they're just business.
Now
Knock
that
your
clip right
block
there,
off.
that was Kat in her purest form. No filter, no secrecy, no protect a brand. Like this woman she just didn't give a fuck, okay? And she moved exactly like that. In a lot of ways, Kat Stacks became the blueprint for what we now call the industry girl. And yeah, let's be honest, she was definitely clout chasing like crazy. That was her whole hustle. But here's the funny part. Even while she was doing it for attention, she was accidentally pulling back the curtain on something way bigger than her. She showed you the same thing over and over again. These rappers are basically all running through the same group of women. And once you
Exactly.
put
That's
those pieces
crazy.
together, you finally understand why this keeps happening. It all comes down to one thing, and that word is access. Who gets in, who stays
Yeah.
in, who even has the proximity to step into the room in the first place.
One of the first questions that someone asked was why rappers recycle the same. I
Recycle
wonder
is
why.
crazy.
I'll tell you this. I think they recycle the same women because are all in the same circle.
When people talk about access, here's what it really means. Rappers aren't choosing from the world, their environment is choosing for them. They deal with whoever is actually available in their world, not the millions of people the internet imagines. And once you
Yeah.
take a look at the rooms they're actually moving in, studios, backstage, private events, late night sessions, that huge dating pool everybody thinks exists shrinks very fast.
True
The circle
enough.
becomes tiny, not because they don't have other opportunities,
'Cause it's
but
safe.
because those are the only people who even exist in their day-to-day reality. Because the truth is this, most artists spend their days locked in studios.
Yeah, and they be in so many different towns. It's like, bro, if you see somebody in California, you're not gonna see them in Florida because that person has their whole life in California. So those ones that can go from city to state to state to state is the ones like Kat Stacks, is the ones like Ruby Rose, is the ones like Brittany Renner, is the ones like, you know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. You feel me? In a way, the Amber Roses, the Kim Kardashians, the Kylie Jenners, it makes sense, bro. It makes sense to me. I don't know about everybody else, but it makes perfect sense to me.
Last minute flights, doing press runs, moving city to city, sleeping strange hours, surrounded by the same team, in the same environments on repeat. So even though they're technically meeting people every day, they're not making real connections with anybody. Their schedule doesn't allow it. Their security, depending on what level they're at, doesn't allow it. Their fame, depending on what level they're at, doesn't allow it. So naturally, they end up dating the people who are already in the mix, already in those rooms, already accustomed to their lifestyle. And once you understand that, the whole question of why do all these rappers date the same women starts making a lot more sense.
That's
And
crazy.
here's the
It does
thing.
make sense,
This
though.
whole dating ecosystem they're in, it's basically one big recommendation loop. Because most
Yep.
of these dudes are not best friends, but they all move in the same exact circles. In other words, they're doing shows together, which means they're backstage together. They're at the same studio sessions. They share the same promoters, security, videographers. They hit the same clubs and the same after parties. And what happens is this. Once a woman gets close to one rapper or is even seen around him, her name automatically travels through that whole network. Yeah,
Yep.
she's been around the homies. Yeah, she's solid. Yo, she a little crazy, but she's definitely loyal. She's safe.
Yeah.
She knows how to move. Whatever, right? That's the recommendation loop. It's not organized. It's just how the industry operates. So when a woman enters that world, she's not just dating one rapper. She's basically introduced to the whole gang by default. Because once you're in that circle, you're accessible to everybody inside that world. To them, she's the safe option. Not the best option, not the baddest option, far from, because a lot of the fans be way better than these industry women, right? That's another conversation. She's just
That's
the
facts.
familiar one. And yes,
Yeah.
it's very transactional in most cases. but nobody looks at it like that. Because at the end of the day,
And like he said, it is very safe because now you know that, okay, she's not going to be shell-shocked by, because like when you bring a groupie in, she's oh my God, like, you know what I'm saying? She's not shell-shocked by stars because she's been around it. You know what I'm saying? So she know how to play the game. So I understand exactly what he's saying, bro. Not saying I would do it, but
they're all grown
it
adults
makes sense.
coming together, knowing what it is, and they're all benefiting from it somehow. So it's really just the unspoken system that's been a part of hip-hop forever. Now let me give you guys a clear example of what I mean. Y'all know Sexy Red, right? Of course you do. Now before Sexy Red blew up, she wasn't living this superstar lifestyle. On one interview with Sean Cotton from Say Cheese, she talked about having like $30 in her pocket back then. She was broke, she was grinding, she was trying to figure things out. And here's the interesting part, right? Before Sexy Red became popular, she was already spending a lot of time in Chicago, specifically around rapper FBG Duck, who was popping in Chicago before he got killed in 2020.
You met FBG Duck before he passed, and you traveled to Chicago to meet. Was it to meet him specifically?
No, it was to shoot my video.
And this footage of Sexy Red being around FBG Duck and a bunch of other people, some
Duck crack. I don't care what nobody say. Duck crack that. You know what I'm saying? Duck crack for sure.
somewhere, I don't know where this is. This footage popped up when Sexy Red started blowing up.
Wait, what's your rap name?
I don't know yet. Song with Red though.
Now, I'm not saying that anything happened between them. That's none of my business. Like, generally, I don't even care, right? The point is this. She was already inside that environment. She was already around that circle. She already had proximity to the culture before she ever had a name in the game. Even after that, Sexy Red was allegedly connected to Chief Keef at one point, and I'm pretty sure they were dating. I'm pretty sure, but it's another conversation, right? Again, same circle, same ecosystem, same route to visibility. Sexy Red didn't pop out of nowhere. She was already moving through the exact rooms that eventually pulled her into the industry. And that's how this world works. Once you're inside those environments, you're not connected to one person. You're connected to the whole network. And that network runs on one thing: familiarity. Because here's the part that nobody really ever talks about, which is something that I touched on earlier. Although these women may not be the best option or even, the most attractive one, they're usually the most predictable option. And when I say predictable, I mean this. They already understand the lifestyle, the chaos, the late nights, the pressure. So rappers don't have to explain themselves or risk being misunderstood. And
that's
honestly,
facts. That's
that
facts.
applies to anybody. You don't have to.
You know what? That now it even makes even more sense, because if you got a girl that don't know nothing about you working late, you sleeping weird hours, they gonna think like, hold on, what you doing? You cheating on me? So to get with somebody that's been in a loop, they know how everything works. Now it makes sense, bro, because she understands why you sleep from 12 p.m. to freaking 4 p.m. and then you busy all. Like, you know what I'm saying? She understand it. She ain't thinking you cheating. You feel me?
A rapper to relate to this, right? Whatever life you live, you don't want to sit there breaking down your whole schedule, your stress, your routine to somebody you're dating. You just want somebody who gets it. And predictability goes a very long way in an industry where nothing else is predictable. Think about it like this. Being a rapper today means living in constant uncertainty. 1 month you're up, the next month you're praying the algorithm isn't killing you. One mistake can ruin an entire rollout. One headline can tank your momentum. There's no stable schedule. No
like playing the lottery,
no structure. So when everything around you is chaos, your brain naturally gravitates towards whoever feels familiar. And psychologists call this the familiarity bias. You don't need to graduate from Harvard to understand this. It's very simple. Your brain likes what it recognizes. Your brain trusts what it's seen before, even if it isn't the best choice. It's the easier choice because you know it. When your whole life is unpredictable, the familiar woman, the one already in those rooms, already around the team, already used to the lifestyle, automatically becomes the safer pick. There's no time to slow walk a new relationship, no time to figure out who's real and who's clout chasing. So the people already in that circle, the faces they've seen or watched move in that environment, either on social media or in real life, end up becoming the safer choice by default. I remember something Tupac said back in the 90s. He spoke about this exact topic in one of his records. The song is called All About You. And the hook goes, every city we go, every video, I see the same hoes. And at the end of the song, Snoop Dogg jokes about flipping through different music videos and seeing the same exact.
Hey, bro said The Game and Kanye West on that wouldn't get far messing with rap stars. You know who you are. That song is all facts, bro.
Women in every single one. So they've been talking about this for decades. The only difference now is that the internet made it impossible to miss. Social media amplifies everything. Who's dating who popped out with who unfollowed who. And that pattern becomes a form of promotion in itself, because when two recognizable names link up, it's not just a relationship, it's a headline. It's a storyline. It's free marketing on both sides. The circle didn't get smaller, the visibility just got louder. And that's thanks to social media. At the end of the day, it all comes down to proximity. When the same 5 people are in the same rooms, living the same lifestyle every single day, of course they're going to end up dating the same people. Of course we see the same faces linking up. So the real question is this: does hip-hop actually have a dating problem, or is it just a lifestyle that comes with it? The environment, the reality of being stuck in a world.
So if you
where
become famous,
proximity
you're
decides
cooked.
everything. I guess that's where I would ask you, why do you think rappers keep dating the same women? If you made it this far, drop a like on this video. Clearly this conversation resonated with you. Definitely let me know in the comment section.
Appreciate you.
below.
Hey, Blackie Speaks, I appreciate you, man. What y'all think? Y'all think it's a proximity problem? Y'all let me know in the comments down below. Till next time, it's been your boy Ronald Rizzo, and I will see y'all when I see y'all. Peace. Oh,